Most people treat networking as a one-time thing or a list of names. In reality, your network is a compounding system, or a flywheel. Every single action you take either builds momentum or it slows it down. Let's break down how to use your network as a flywheel using 3 stages: engage, connect, and amplify. Step 1 is engage. Show up for your people before they ever need anything. Most people only engage their network when they need something, but the flywheel doesn't spin if you wait until the ask to reach out to someone. Engaging might look like commenting thoughtfully on your buyer's post, sending a DM to congratulate a former colleague on their promotion, and just sharing a useful resource without a call to action to book a meeting or something like that. But you need to remember that engagement doesn't mean anything if others aren't engaging back with you. It's a two-way street. So are your buyers attending your webinars, showing up to your small in-person dinners, or dropping you referrals without you even asking? Not only are you working to be top of mind with engagement, but you're also seeking that validation that your buyers are interested in you when they engage back with you. Like I said, comments, events, content, and conversations. It shows that your buyer has not only received your message, but they resonate with it. They've heard what you have to say, and they want to start a conversation. Here's how this might show up in your organization. For sales reps, comment on your target buyer's posts and start a conversation. DM a past prospect with something that they'd actually care about. No pitch. Invite buyers to small events. That could be roundtables, small dinners, or one-on-one feedback sessions. Ask insightful questions publicly to spark interaction with your ICP. And follow up after webinars or panels with personal notes that add value. For marketing, create content that invites a response. That's POVs, polls, frameworks, things that make them talk back to you. You can also use social posts to source input on upcoming campaigns or even in the product. You could highlight your audience's contributions publicly, so when they comment or make a video about your product. And you can open up what's happening behind the scenes and ask for reactions. On the customer success side, you can invite strategic customers to feedback sessions, have them test early features, or have AMAs or Ask Me Anythings. You can also show up in shared groups or customer communities, or you could build programs like customer advisory boards. This is creating a space for ongoing engagement between you and the customers to see exactly what they think about your product. Once trust is built, you can now turn that attention into action. This is where the connect part of the flywheel happens, but only if you make it easy. Your goal is to turn relationships into revenue by connecting at the right time and leveraging the resources of your network. This part of the flywheel is centered around selling. You're tracking warm signals, seeking warm introductions, and delivering value to your prospects. Here's how this shows up for teams. Sales might use warm introductions from mutual connections to speak to key accounts. Maybe they tap their managers or CROs networks for the best entry points. Or maybe they can connect with past champions that are now in new roles to catch up and see if this is a good relationship fit. They might also turn comments into DMs, into meetings, naturally. Don't force it. And they could multi-thread and time outreach signals with those shared networks. Marketing might invite thought leaders to co-create content, not just share quotes. Maybe they reach out to industry peers to co-host webinars or events. You could also ask past collaborators to introduce you to their content or events teams. And you can turn social engagement into strategic partnerships. Customer success might ask happy customers if they're open to connecting you to peers. They might ask internal champions to introduce them to other parts of the organization and other teams. Or they could get feedback that leads to upsell or expansion opportunities. Make it easy to say yes and easy to help again later. And remember, relationships move faster when it's rooted in a real trust. Momentum multiplies it when you share it. That's why the next part of the flywheel is amplify. Amplify is when you use your growing network to drive further engagement and growth. Your goal is to turn small wins into public trust and more flywheel spins. This is the stage that most people skip, but it's where your flywheel compounds. If you don't talk about your wins, no one's gonna know about your wins. And here's how this might show up for teams. Sales might share a story about a great customer moment, of course with their permission. Maybe they celebrate an intro that turned into something meaningful, or they could post learnings from a recent sales conversation that didn't have a pitch, or they could thank someone publicly for their insights and learnings. Marketing could highlight how customers or partners contributed to a campaign success, share content that originated from a comment or a community conversation, turn good engagement into public content like, we had 20 replies to this question, Or create content about your co-marketing wins and tag your homies generously. Customer success could share a quick customer win on LinkedIn, not a whole case study or anything, just a quick little moment that was a win. Highlight a feature in your product that someone adopted well and how it helped them. Post a customer of the week shout out that gives them the spotlight. And celebrate internal referrals from current customers, even if it's a soft intro. Amplify isn't about bragging, it's about signaling trust to everyone around your sphere. The bonus effect is that it feeds back into engage. People notice, they reshare, and the cycle starts again. Your network isn't just who you know, it's who sees you showing up. Your network becomes a flywheel when you engage without an agenda, connect with care, and amplify with authenticity.